everyone, we are back with my March Shop My Stash kind of roundup video. Sorry this one's a little late in the month, but March was not a good month for me. It was really just kind of like one little mishap happened and I could not get it together in March. So I missed a ton of uploads and it was one of those things where I was like trying to keep up with it while like tripping down a hill, and it's like at some point you just have to start rolling down the hill, get to the bottom and pick yourself back up. So that's what I'm trying to do with April, trying to get back into the swing of things, but March was not good for me. I usually try to have like my videos like edited and uploaded and ready to go like a week before, and this was just one of those times that it was not happening. So I did miss a lot of uploads, so I apologize for that. And I am going to try to keep this a lot briefer than my last two roundups. My first one was like almost an hour long. The second one I said was going to be shorter and it was even longer than the first one. So I'm just going to quit chatting and get into this, show you guys like really rapid fire all of these products and try to let you know what I think about them and what products I picked for every single week of the month of March. Gosh, I'm so out of it. All right, so starting off for the first week, here is a little sneak peek of all of the products that I used. So starting off with my primer, this is one that is definitely not sold anymore. This is the e.l.f. Daily Moisture Stick, and this is one of those products that like I've had for a long time, and I don't necessarily love this one, and I am trying to like use it up, but it's kind of one of those products where it's like I kind of feel like it will last forever. But basically it's like this clear priming stick, but I'm kind of like at the point with this where I'm like, okay, how else can I use this to try to use it up, because I don't love it. I just feel like it doesn't do much for my skin, and it kind of just leaves like a sticky gluey feeling. Like it really truly feels like you're rubbing like an Elmer's glue stick over your face, and I don't necessarily love this one. So I'm trying to find a way to like incorporate it somehow, but it just might not happen. The only thing I could think of is I was like, well, maybe I could use this for like little flyaway hairs to kind of like tame them down and stuff in my hair, but honestly I just have no idea what I'm gonna do with this one, but I do not love it as a priming stick. Then for my foundations, it's kind of funny. I decided I wanted to use these two because these are actually samples of some Sheglam products, and I have to say like these, I think I paid like maybe anywhere from like maybe like 60 to 90 cents for these, and I got two different colors because there was a product I wanted to try out to see if like the color would work for me. And these are the, what do they call this? The Skinfluencer Full Coverage Foundation Balm, and I got the two colors. One of them is in porcelain, and that's this one. The other one was in fair. Now fair is the one I actually almost completely used up. It's pretty much for all intents and purposes used up, but there is just like a tiny bit like around the corner that I just can't get out. Maybe I could get it like a concealer brush or something to really get it out. But I have to say, I picked these up just to like test the colors, but honestly if you want to like try out this product before you buy it, honestly I would just get a couple of these little testers, because they are like, they last a deceivingly amount of time. It's kind of crazy how long these lasted. So honestly that's a little hack. Like if you like this product and you don't want to buy the full size, just get a couple of these for like a couple bucks a piece and they will last you a long time. I liked these because they're kind of like that thinner texture, and it kind of reminds me of like, even though I haven't tried it, it reminds me of like the KVD Good Apple foundation balm kind of product. And these actually had a little bit more coverage than I was expecting, so I was actually kind of pleasantly surprised by these, and I do think they're pretty good. So definitely check out the samples if you are interested in that product. I think I do have the full size, but I don't think I've even touched it yet because I wanted to use up those samples. So definitely kind of like those. For my concealer this week, I used the Wetnwild Megalast Incognito concealer. This one's okay. I don't really have that many like strong opinions on this one. I feel like it got the job done. It was good, but overall just, you know, is what it is. I'll probably use it up, but I don't think I'd repurchase this one. For my setting powder, this is a really old product, but I don't mind because it is a powder product. This is the Maybelline Mineral Power Setting Powder. This one, you guys, I have no idea how long I've had this, but it kind of reminds me of like the old like Bare Minerals kind of like situation, but overall this one was still good. I like this one. I'll continue using it when it comes back around to my rotation. I'm not that picky when it comes to powders, but I usually just use those for like setting my under eyes. I don't typically use them all over my face. I just feel like my skin's too dry for that, but definitely for setting, I definitely like that. So for my contour product for this week, I went for the e.l.f., what do they call this? The Camo Liquid Bronzer. Mine is in the color fair one. This one I have to say is by far my favorite out of all of the e.l.f. contouring products that I have. I think there was like a putty bronzer that I have. I don't love that one. There was like the little Charlotte Tilbury Dupey wand one. I don't love that one as much. I am almost done with that one, but this one is by far my all-time favorite of all of the liquid contours from e.l.f. So this one is a really, really good one. And I feel like this one is actually like cool toned enough to where like it actually works as like a contour for me. For my blush, I can't remember if I already picked out one of these or not, but I did use one of my Sheglam Cheeky Color Jams. This one is in the color Rose. I think it's Rose Macaron maybe. The stamp is kind of pushed over on it. So this is like one of those like moussey whipped kind of blushes, and I've had this for a while, but honestly it's still like looks brand new. It has like a really soft whip kind of texture. It's very pigmented at first, like when you swatch it like that, but it actually like blends in super easy and has like a very velvety kind of texture to it. So this is one that I think is really nice to apply with a brush, and it kind of shears it out as it goes. So it does look a little intense in the jar, but it definitely has that light blurring kind of velvety touch kind of feeling to the skin. So don't be intimidated by the color if you think like, oh, that's way too dark, I could never wear that. I am super, super fair, and I thought it looked really nice on me. Next up for my highlighter, I have the Becca Skin Perfector, the liquid version. Rest in peace, Becca. It's so sad that they're not around anymore. And this one is in the color Moonstone. Now I typically only have these because like I think I used to buy like the mini powder highlighter duos, and these would come with them. So I never really quite loved these, but I actually think they're okay. They're just not my favorite liquid highlighter. I have a lot of liquid highlighters that I actually kind of like. This one's really pretty, and I kind of actually like that the packaging is clear so I can see how much product is in here, because it does kind of motivate me to want to use this up. I wish this had a little bit more pigmentation to it, because I do really like the shimmery glowy kind of highlighters, and I just feel like this one needs just a little bit more oomph to it to really show up. But I do think it's quite pretty if you like a more subtle, natural kind of highlighter. For brows, we came back around to the Etude House Drawing Brow one. I really like this one, but I like this one because it has like the spoolie on one end, and it has like the angled kind of tip here. This one, how much do I have it left? Oh, I have a ton of this left. I thought I was closer to using this one up than I am. So this one's definitely going to be lasting me probably like another 2 years probably, but I do quite like this one. It does have a little bit more of like a gray ashy kind of tone, which I think looks a little bit better on my brows, especially like the one today. It's just a little on the warm side, but we'll get to that one later. For my eyeshadow primer, I have the Luscious Angel, I think was what it is called. This one I'm still working on, still trying to use it up. It's like almost gone, but there is still a deceiving amount of product in here. So this one will probably still be around for a while. For my eyeshadow products, the little like random one-off one that I have here for the powder or the eyeshadow is the Limecrime Lid Light Single Shadow. This one's in the color Lilypad. This one is such a pretty like unique kind of color. I don't think it's really coming off on camera, but it's kind of like a silvery green with like a purpley kind of reflex. It's very, very unique. I've never seen a shadow quite like this one. This one's really pretty though. I love this kind of colors, so that one's I'm definitely excited to kind of like bring back around, because I do love doing a green eyeshadow look every once in a while, hence my eyeshadow today. And then for my palette, this is one that I had bought forever ago and like literally never used. And this one was the Colourpop Star Wars Mandalorian The Child Pressed Powder Palette. So this one, I'm not gonna lie, I am not a Star Wars fan. I'm not a Mandalorian fan. I actually got this one just because I like the color story, hence the greens and the silvery kind of colors and a little bit of like the warm browns in here. I just think this is a really great palette because I love the mix of the shadows. There are mostly mattes in here and there are 4 shimmers. So I definitely want to play with this palette again, because this was a week where I didn't like wear a whole lot of makeup. So I only got to use this one maybe like 2 or 3 days out of the week. So I definitely can't wait to use that one again. And then the other like random kind of like eye product that I have, this was a cream liquid eyeshadow. This one is kind of like embarrassingly old, but I actually did use it and I like it still. It's not dried up. It's still pretty. This one is called the Extreme Wear Cream Eyeshadow slash eyeliner. I would never use this as an eyeliner, but a cream eyeshadow for sure. This one was in the color Misbehavin. And this one's like this really pretty kind of like gunmetal-y silver gray kind of color, but it worked really well with the green shadows in there to kind of like layer it, and it just looked really pretty. It blends out quite nicely, but if you want it like super intense, you can like kind of let it dry before you blend it, and it will retain that super metallic-y kind of finish. So that one I was really impressed with too. Once again, I can't believe it is still hanging in there. Then for my liquid liner, we are back to the Sheglam Marilyn Monroe liquid liner. This one is called We Are All Stars. This one I think I've talked about before, so not much to say on this one, but I do quite like this one. And then for my pencil liner, I picked out another one of the Sheglam eyeliners. This one was the Cosmic Come Up collection, and it's the Milky Way eyeliner pencil, and this one is in the color, I think it's Milky Way. No, Andromeda was the color of this one. Now this one, I actually say, I feel like it's a really pretty color when you swatch it, but I feel like it didn't really show up super well in my waterline. Kind of like a silvery white kind of tinfoil kind of color, which is really pretty, but I just couldn't really get it to show up very well. Then for my lip combo of the week, we had the NYX lip liner. This one is in the color Nude Pink, another one that I really like. I paired that with the Ulta Beauty lipstick in the color Nudely Interrupted. This is just a really nice kind of like pinky nude kind of color for me, so I definitely liked that one. And then I topped it off with an oldie but a goodie. This one is the Hard Candy Plumping Serum Volumizing Lip Gloss. I actually think this is probably close to one of the only lip glosses I've ever completely used up before and repurchased, so this is one I just really love. It doesn't really have much color to it. It's kind of like a baby pink, but it kind of just gives you like a little bit of a shimmer to your lips, and then a little bit of that like minty, plumpy kind of feeling. And then finally, the last product I used was a setting spray. This one's actually from a Korean brand. It is from, I think, Etude. Yep, it's from Etude, and it's called Glow On. This one was just kind of like almost like a thicker gel liquid kind of setting spray. I don't know how to describe it, but it kind of looks cute because it looks like a little light bulb. But I found this one and forgot that it wasn't in my rotation, so I put that one in, so you'll probably be seeing this one in the next few weeks. All right, next up for week 2, these are a little sneak peek here. I need to go quicker through this, so I'm gonna work on that. Okay, for my primer, I had this little baby sample. This is from CoverFX. It's their mattifying primer. Honestly, this one kind of like was separating and kind of had a weird smell, so I'm not quite sure what the deal was with this one, but I remember not liking this one when I first got it, so I don't know if this one's gonna hang around very much longer, but I also don't really care for mattifying primers, so I was just kind of like trying to use that one up, and I'm like, oh, it's tiny, I should be able to do it, but I honestly didn't like it that much. This is a foundation that I've had for a while, and I remember like I bought it, used it a couple times, and then like put it in a drawer and forgot about it, and then when I pulled it back out, I was like, oh my gosh, I like this foundation, and I forgot about it. This one was a Sheglam. It's called the Skinfluencer Hydrating Foundation, and mine is in the color Fair. I really like this one, number one, packaging wise. Like, it does not feel cheap at all. Like, it's a frosted glass packaging, and like it has like a metallic little top here. Like, this does not like feel or look cheap at all, and I really liked the finish of this one. It had a very like natural skin, but with just a little bit of like a dewiness to it, but not overly dewy, because sometimes I hate how those like slide around and stuff, but this one actually looked so nice, and I feel like this would be a really good summer foundation for me, so I'm actually really looking forward to this one coming back into the rotation. For my concealer for the week was another Sheglam product. This one was the Bright Eyes Cooling Concealer, and this one is in the color Pink Pearl, so it has a little bit of like a color correcting kind of color to it. Now this is definitely one of those ones that I like it because it's got like the metal like little tip here, so it feels really nice when you're putting it on, but this is one of those products that if you put too much on, you will probably like ruin your makeup and have to start over. I made that mistake a couple times and I was not happy, and at first I thought I really didn't like this concealer because it does have a very thick pasty kind of feeling, which I typically don't go for, but if you just use the tiniest bit of this type of concealer and really like pat it out thinly, it gave a really amazing coverage for my dark under eye circles, which are just kind of like out of control these days. So I actually have come back around on this one and I do like it, but I have to use the tiniest amount, like a pinprick amount of it, and then like slowly add more if I need it. But honestly, if you start off with too much, you're gonna hate this concealer. It just has that thicker feeling, and it honestly is not good if you apply too much. For my setting powder, I use the AOA Studio Perfect Setting Powder. I love this one a lot. This one's so cheap and it's a very good one, so definitely love this. Speaking of the e.l.f. product, this was my contour product for the week. This one, I feel like, honestly, I could be done with this one and like truly call it a full empty, but it's also one of those things where I feel like you can kind of just keep using it for like a little bit longer and still get a little bit out of it. So I think I'm gonna put it in back into like the rotation for one more round, and then once I use it for another week, I think I'm really gonna call this one good. Like I said earlier, I like this one, but I don't think I would repurchase this one just because I like the other e.l.f. one so much more. Then for my blush, this one has a similar kind of like packaging style where it's like that Charlotte Tilbury kind of look. This one is from Hello Kiss. I don't know where I got this. I think I probably got this from like Shein. This one's called the Multifunctional Cream Makeup and it's number 3, which is like a blush kind of color. I do like this one. However, I feel like you really have to like massage the packaging of this because it separates really easily and it's super pigmented. So if you don't have it like really mixed up, you have like this pigment and this oil, and I hate the feeling of it. I also have like the liquid highlighter one of it, and it's so oily I cannot use it at all. But for the blush, I like it, but it is a little bit of a fussy product, so definitely one that I don't think is my favorite. And then for my highlighter, this is a product I've had for a long time and I'm trying to like use it up, and it's another one of those products where I really kind of feel like, okay, is this at the end of the line? This is from Holika Holika. It's the Face 2 Change Roller Tea Highlighter, and basically it's like this little mini paint roller. So you imagine like you paint roll your face with this to highlight it, but once again the product is kind of like getting old and like a little thicker than it used to be, so it does not dispense as easily. So another one of those products, I think I might kind of like mix it with like a lotion to kind of do like an all over dewy like moisturizer or something. So I'm gonna have to kind of work that one into my collection in a different way because I just don't love it so much as a standalone like liquid highlighter product. For my brows, we were back to the BH Cosmetics Waterproof Brow Pomade. This one's in the color Blonde. This one, another one of those products that I feel like will last you an entire lifetime. I really like the color of this one. I have revived it several times with like an oil when it kind of dries out, and it always comes back and works just fine. So this is probably gonna take me like another 10 years before I'll ever use it up, but I do like that one. For my eye primer, we were back to the V Cosmetic one. You guys know this one's okay. I definitely would not purchase that one. I think I got it in a BoxyCharm box. Then for my eyeshadows, unfortunately, I didn't get to wear a lot of eyeshadows this week because my eyes were just irritated a lot from my contacts, and I just kind of like gave my eyes a break for the week. And I think I maybe used this like once or twice, but the palette that I chose was the Kaleidos Futurism 3 Astro Pink palette. It's very pretty, and it looks like this. It's a very like pinky purpley kind of like galactic kind of palette, which I think is so pretty, and I'm so sad I just did not get to like really use this one very much. I think I might have used only these first 3 colors like once or twice, so I definitely need to give this palette another go on a week that I don't have so many eye troubles. And then the 2 random eye products that I got, this one was the Colourpop Multichrome eyeshadow from the, what was it, Legend of Korra, which I just got this because I thought it was cute. I did not know anything about the IP, but this is the watercolor. Fortunately, I didn't get to use that one, but it is one of those like duochrome liquid eyeshadows, so I'm gonna have to put that back into the rotation so I can actually use it for a week. Then this one I decided to put in with this one because this is an eyeshadow product way back in the day that used to be like a cult favorite, and I heard someone talk about the other day and I was like, oh my god, I haven't thought about that eyeshadow in forever. And so I pulled it out, and it's the L'Oreal Infallible Pressed Pigment in the color Amber Rush. You guys, I don't know if they still make this. I loved these so much. It's kind of like this pressed pigment that gives you like a liquid metal look all over your eye. It's so pretty. I really love these. Like I said, I don't know if this is still available, but oh my god, if you have this in your collection, bring it out for a weekend, use it again, and see what you think about it, because this one is just like perfection. It's like that beautiful copper shimmer kind of color. Beautiful. I wish I had more of those. I think I have one more color, but I wish I would have bought those up back in the day. For my eyeliner, I have the Colourpop Cream Gel in the color Dirty Talk. This one's kind of like a yellowy bronze goldy kind of color. And this one was another product I didn't get to use that much because I just wasn't wearing eye makeup, so unfortunately didn't really get to try that one very much. Then I had another eyeshadow product that I guess I forgot about. This one is another cream eyeshadow. This one's from Rira or Riri. And this one is in the color Nude Glam. So that one's just kind of like a really subtle, kind of like champagne-y liquid shadow. And I forgot to pick a liquid eyeliner for the week, so I didn't have one. And then for my lip combo, I went for the e.l.f. Jennifer Coolidge collab. So this one was the lip liner in Fill Frontal. Then there was the lipstick here. This one is in the color Dirty Pillows. And then the Plumping lip gloss. This one is in the color Swollen. That's right. That one's in the color Swollen. So I love these because they were all like designed to go together, and I felt like that was a really pretty nice look. I feel like the lipstick was slightly darker than what I would go for, but the lightness of the lip gloss kind of helped balance it out. And finally for my setting spray, we're back to the Revolution Chocolate Milk Setting Spray. So I am begrudgingly trying to use this one up. I feel like this one really doesn't do much for me. It just kind of smells like a cheap chocolatey milk, but still trying to use that one up. Okay, I've got to go quicker. I am not getting through this quick enough. Okay, week 3. Here is a sneak peek of this one. This one had a lot of good products this week. Okay, starting off with my primer. I did not like this one. This was the e.l.f. and Dunkin' collab. This one was like their putty primer, but it was like in Donut Forget primer. I found that I just don't like this one. It's just too like pore clogging for me. This one's supposed to smell like donuts, but I don't know. I don't really smell it. So honestly, I don't love this. I'm trying to like begrudgingly use it up, but there is a lot of product in here. So I just kind of mainly use it like on my nose and like on my upper cheek area where I have like some enlarged pores, but I just don't love that one. And I have a drier skin, so it's not my favorite. For my foundation, I use the AOA Pro Wear Full Coverage Foundation. Now there's one of these that I like and one that I don't like, and this is the one I don't like. This one is so thick, like extremely thick. I had to like mix it with like a lotion to kind of thin it down to wear it most days, and it was very yellow on me, so I did have to kind of like color correct it as well. So that one I do not love. It was in the color Porcelain, so it was just too yellow for me and thick with like 15 C's. For my concealer, this one I actually quite liked. This one randomly of all places I got at like Aldi like a couple summers ago. It's from the Lacura brand, and it's called the Bold Cover Concealer. It was kind of like meant to look like the Tarte concealers, but overall I actually quite like this one. The color is like phenomenal for me. It's like not too yellow, which is amazing. And sometimes I like to just use this all over as my foundation. So yeah, I like that one, but I'll probably never be able to find it again. For my powder, I use the Laura Mercier setting powder. Overall, I thought it was okay. I don't really know what people like lose their minds about this. I also don't like the packaging of it. I feel like it's very hard to get the powder out of here because it is such like a, you know, those kind of like old school like little square holes. I just feel like the powder does not come out of here very well, but I am still using that one. For eyebrows, I am back to the, what is this? AOA Studio Easy Brow Styler. I love this one. Color's great too. It's not too warm. Love that one. For my contour for the week, I was using this teeny tiny little baby. This is from Peri Para, and it's called the Ink Multi. So I was using this as my contour. It's literally like the tiniest little contour cream product you've ever seen. So I made it work though. I think it's like typically like meant for your nose, but I was using it all over my face. So it's definitely a little bit of a lighter coverage though. It's not like super intense. Then for my blush, I had the Etude House Colorful Drawing Lilac Lavender Watercolor Blusher. I really like this one, and this one's a little bit more of like a mauvey purple kind of color, which is different than what I typically go for, but I thought it actually worked out quite well, so I do like that one. Then this was the product I was talking about a minute ago that went along with that blush. This was the highlighter version. This one is just so like oily, liquidy. Like I cannot find a way to make that work as a highlighter on me. It's so oily, it just breaks down the foundation underneath. So I think I'm gonna use this with like a moisturizer, mix it together, and just put it all over before as like a glowy base, because otherwise it just breaks down the foundation. So not a fan of that. I actually did not remember to put an eyeshadow primer in my bucket this week, so I did not use an eyeshadow primer, but I'm actually kind of surprised because this palette worked so well. And this was one of those random palettes, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot I had this in my collection. And then I used it again, and I'm like, oh my god, I love this palette. And I tried to like look it up to see if I could like find more like stuff from this company, but apparently it's like not even a brand anymore. I think I got this from like a BoxyCharm, and I don't even know, I think this was actually like an influencer brand, and I had no idea who it was. It says AS Cosmetics, but I think it was like Amber Scholl maybe was the one who like made it, but I don't know anything about her. I don't know her personally. I don't watch her videos, but this is such a beautiful palette. This is like a gorgeous me palette. This is probably like one of my top 10 favorite palettes in my collection, and I didn't even get to use all of these shadows, but every time I used one, it's like blown away by like the pigmentation. It's like foiled, goldy, metallic kind of colors in here. Let me just do like some quick swatches because these are honestly like amazing. Like, I don't know how well it's gonna show up like in the swatches, but like these are such pretty colors. And this palette was absolutely everything. So I was kind of devastated when I realized like it doesn't exist anymore. So I'm just gonna have to love that palette and be regretful that I didn't buy more things in the past. Then for like my random eyeshadows, I also did one of these like glitter topper shadows. This one is from Misha. It's called their Jewel Drop Liquid Shadow. I love this one a lot. Like if you want like liquid metallic glitter on your eyes, this is definitely the way to go. This one is such a pretty color. I don't remember the name of it. It's in Korean and I'm trying to go quick, so I don't need to take like 5 minutes to like sound out all the letters to try to figure out the name. Then I also have a single shadow here. This one's from Catrice Cosmetics. It's called the Liquid Metal Shadow. I feel like that one's a little deceiving because like it has a cool pattern in here, but it definitely had an overspray on it and it's nowhere near as metallic or shimmery as it looked when it was like brand new. This one's in the color Under Treasure, but it is still like a really pretty like kind of taupey shimmery shadow, but just like it's definitely not what it originally looked like, but it's still a pretty shadow, and I am trying to like work in more of my single shadows in my weekly videos. For my liquid liner, I decided to open up a brand new one. This is one that I got in one of my last few BoxyCharm boxes. This is the Ofra Verified Liquid Liner. Overall, I thought this one was pretty good. It's kind of like one of those calligraphy brush type pen style, so I really like that. Overall, I feel like it was pretty good. I don't think it's like the best thing in the world, but it's definitely really good and I'm glad that I have it. This was my random product that I was trying to use as my eyebrow product and it just really didn't work out that well. So it was actually a freckle product from Sheglam and it does like the faux freckle tint, and I was like, well, maybe I could use that for my brows. So I actually kind of like tried to use that and it worked okay, but I just don't think it was the best use for that one. So I don't think I'd recommend it for brows unless you're using like a separate brush to kind of like brush it through your brows, and if you have like a little bit of like a strawberry tint to your hair, then I think maybe it'd work, but for me it was just a little too warm, so I tried something different for this one, but it was not working as an eyebrow product for me. Then for my eyeliner, this is another one of the Ulta gel eyeliners. This one is in the color Golden Egg, and this one's like a really pretty like olivey kind of gold and still glides on super smooth, very pretty, very pigmented, so that is another really fun kind of color. And then for my lip combo for the week, I forgot a lip gloss, so I just ended up doing the lip liner and lipstick combo. So for the lip liner, this is the Sheglam Marilyn Monroe lip liner in the color Fear is Stupid. This one's just a little bit more of like a brownie kind of pink there, so I used that color. And then for my lipstick, this is like an oldie one, but I don't know if they still sell this, but this is from Essence, and this one's number 52 in the Nude. I really like this color. Okay, it's kind of like a glossy lipstick, so it's not like a full-on like super matte or pigmented kind of lipstick, but it has that really kind of like glossiness to it. So it actually worked out that I didn't have a lip gloss for the week because that one was actually super comfortable and had that kind of glossiness built in, but there's not a whole lot of like staying power to it because it's on the glossier side. All right, and then once again we have the mystery spray that I put in this NYX bottle, and this is the one that the spray is thicker than the packaging, so it does not dispense very well, so I'm still trying to use that one up. All right, and finally for the final week, here is a sneak peek of this one. I will try to go quickly through this one, but this is everything I'm wearing on my face today. So starting off with my primer, this is the Per 4-in-1 Correcting Primer. This is the one that I got in a BoxyCharm forever ago, fell in love with it, and then I bought like 2 more of these as backups from BoxyCharm, and then they just sat in my drawer forever. So I brought this one out again. I love this, but it's more like a very thin moisturizer rather than like a primer. So I love this one, but it's just not really a primary product to me. It's more of like a lightweight moisturizer, but it is really good, and I do quite like this one a lot as a dry skin girl. This is another Korean beauty product. This one's from Tony Moly. They call this the BC Dation, and I can't remember what the gimmick of it was. I think it was like a play on like the BB creams and the CC creams, and they're called this the BCD cream or something like that. But this is just like a foundation really, and this one is in the color Actually, I don't know. Really like the packaging of it. It looks quite nice though. And it is the foundation I'm wearing today, which I do quite like. It's a little bit more on like the medium matte kind of side, not like a full matte, but definitely not like shimmery or dewy or anything like that. I do think it's a little on the yellow side though, so I do kind of make it work. But overall, it's one of those products that I'm like, I'm using it up to use it up, but I don't really love it, and I don't even know if it exists anymore either. And then for my concealer, I don't know where I got this. I think maybe Clean Color, maybe? Yeah, Clean Color. This one, I hate this one. It's called the Velvet Moisturizing 3-in-1 Concealer. I don't know why it's a 3-in-1. There's 2 products. There is like a stick side. I do not like stick concealers. They're just too thick and crepey under my eyes. And then there is this liquid concealer side. I did use both of them today. I don't love it. So I'm just trying to use this one up. Not my favorite at all. Then for my powder, I'm almost done with this one. This is the Becca powder. It is the Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. I love this powder. It's a really good one. I wish it was still around. I will be keeping the packaging though, because this is the one with like the little mesh screen in it, and it's just so easy to get the product out. So I will be repurposing that one once it's gone. For my brows, we are using that Silver Mystery product. Such a tiny amount of this left. Like, it's probably like 2 or 3 millimeters left of this, but honestly, it's still usable. It's gonna have to go back into the rotation for another week of use. It is a little warm on my brows, unfortunately, but it is what it is, and I'm so close to using it up. I thought I was gonna get it done this week, but it's definitely a resilient product. For my contour, I decided to use this foundation sample that I had for some reason. This is like totally not my skin tone at all, but it was the Makeup Forever HD Ultra Foundation in the color 177 Y505. Either way, I used this as a contour today. I kind of just applied a little bit to the back of my hand and then kind of stippled it on. And overall, I feel like it actually worked quite well, like kind of shearing it out a bit. So that is how I'm going to make this product work. And then for my blush, I am using the Bloom FX Tulip Tint. This one, it's a little bit on the sheer side, so you do have to kind of build it up a bit, but it is a pretty color. It's in the color Crispa Coral. So that is what I used for my blush this week, and sometimes I like to use this if I need to like kind of balance out a foundation color. I'll kind of mix a little bit of this product in there because I find that it mixes quite well with foundations. Then for my highlighter, I'm using this teeny tiny Benefit What's Up little stick highlighter. There is a surprising amount of product in here, so this will definitely last quite a while. I definitely don't really love stick highlighters either. I find that they just move around the foundation too much, but like I said, I'll figure it out a way to use it. Then for my primer, for my eyeshadow, this is the Proof 10 Eye Primer from Etude House. I'm coming around on this one. I didn't like it at first, but I'm kind of liking it a little bit more now. Then for my eyeshadow palette, I picked out the Colourpop Ticket to Dreamland palette. This one just like stylistically was such a pretty palette, and I do like the inside colors too, but I do have to say I kind of hate when they do these like sequin shadows where it's like a matte with like a shimmer in it, because I kind of feel like it doesn't make a lot of sense, because I just use these as mattes, and like as you blend, like all the shimmer goes away anyway, which is fine for me because I don't like shimmer in my mattes. But I used this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one for this week. So I didn't use the purple, I didn't use the gold, I didn't use this gray, and I didn't use this dark blue color here. But overall, it is a pretty palette, but I kind of feel like there are a few shades I would want to like bring in from another palette just to make it a little bit more wearable for me, but that one is the palette that I used today. And then I also used another one of these Colourpop little duochrome shadows. This one is in the color Earth from that, what was it, Legend of Korra, whatever that is. This one's pretty. I did this one mainly all over my lid, so that's that kind of green color you're seeing. And then I did take just a little bit of this color here, and I added that kind of more on the outer part of it, so just kind of do a little bit more of like that blue-green kind of shifty color. For my liner, I wanted to use this one today just because I hadn't used it all week and I wanted to use it, but I don't really feel like it looks that great with my eyeshadow look, and I can tell how much it is faded just in the time that I have filmed this one video. And this is the Colourpop Cream Gel eyeliner in the color Prance. It's a really pretty like baby blue, like powder blue kind of color, but it has definitely faded so much on my waterline. And like I said, literally this is the only video I have been filming. You could probably go back from like the beginning of the video to like right now and just see how much it is like smeared and like faded already. Like now it just kind of looks like a gray underneath my eyes rather than like the powder blue. This was another random eye product, but this one is so good, and I'm trying to remember where I got this. I feel like I might have gotten this from like either Clean Color or from Shop Miss A. I think maybe Shop Miss A. And this is called the Starry Velvet Mousse Eyeshadow Shimmer. And this one's in the color Penny. This one is so pretty. This is like similar to that Amber Rush pressed pigment. Like it gives you like liquid metal on your eyes kind of look. Like let me do a swatch of this one here. Like that is the color right there. And this was like $1 or $2. And it is such a good eyeshadow. Like this one is super, super pigmented. Like foil metal on your eyes. So honestly, I kind of want to see if they still carry this. I don't know if they do, but this is a really good eyeshadow. I forgot to mention my mascaras all the way through, but I am still kind of like using up the lash primer from Essence. And then I did move on to the Lash and Loud e.l.f. mascara. I really don't like this one that much, but I'm just trying to use it up. So I am doing my best. I think I finally called it quits on the Lash Princess one. That one also was like smudging, and I have like little black spots on my eyes at the end of the day, and I'm like, okay, I just gotta call it on that one. So that one is now in my empties. This one will definitely be there soon. Then for my eyeliner, I brought back out this one again. This was the Big Fat Liner Kohl Marker Pen. This one honestly is kind of near the end of its life cycle. It is still usable. I did use it today, but when I used it earlier in the week, I forgot how bad this one transferred. So this one like kind of left like these little lines on my upper lid, and I came home and I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, wow, I went the whole day looking like that. So I definitely think this is probably going to be the last cycle for this one, and I am going to go ahead and put this one in my empties because it is very drying up very, very much, and it's transferring. So I think that I have definitely given that one its full lifespan. All right, and then for my lip combo for the week, this one is the Sheglam Wonka Lip Liner. They call it the Magic Hand Fudge Lip Liner, and this one is in the color Brownie Bite, so it's a little bit more of like a brown tone, but I actually think it kind of looks okay with this lip combo. And then I paired that with the Sheglam lipstick. This one I got from the Ember Rose collection, I think last Valentine's Day. And this one's in the color Passion. It's a little bit more of like a darker brownie kind of color than what I typically go for, but once again, I don't know, I kind of feel like it looks all right. And then for my lip gloss, I have the NYX Intense Butter Gloss in the color Tres Leches. This one is the intense version, so like it's like super pigmented. It's a little bit on the thicker side, but I really like the color of this one too, and they smell so good. And finally for my setting spray, it is the e.l.f. Illuminating Mist and Set Spray. I love this one. So this one I'm actually kind of like almost done with it. I bet I could probably get 3 more rotations of this one and it'll be gone. All right guys, that is everything for my March roundup of my Shop My Stash. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to do it quicker than the last few. If not, I'm gonna have to like really just like be like, this is good, this is bad, this I hate, this I loved. So I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. I have definitely still been loving doing them, and every week I look forward to trying out more makeup items from my collection. This has definitely been one of like the most fun kind of projects I have done in a while, so I'm definitely still loving it, and I'm really excited to do all my picks for April. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on social media. Links are below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.